What it is, cyber world, it's your girl, the one, the only, Ash Said It. Welcome to the Ash Said It show. I'm your girl, Ash Brown, and this show has been created to inspire, to give out some good, positive energy. I always love it. You guys have been supporting the show since 2014, which I love. Over 1,700 episodes and 500,000 streams worldwide. None of this is possible without you guys, so I thank you so very much. And today is a very special day. In honor of National Recovery Month, I've got an esteemed author and her muse. So I've got the wonderful Miss Christine and Miss Natalie Naiman. Hello, ladies.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys doing today?
We're great. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So to start things off, Christine, you have a vast background, and you've got many different projects and books that you've been involved in. So I want to talk about what was the main inspiration behind putting this story out about Natalie?
Well, my main inspiration, of course, was Natalie herself.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that Natalie suffered from addiction. As people can imagine, you know, I suffered right along with her and struggled right along with her. And it was a very lonely experience, a really lonely existence. There's a lot of shame and stigma and embarrassment. And I just felt that if I somehow could reach out to others, I could make them feel not as alone as I felt. And I definitely wanted to try to beat down a little bit of that stigma in allowing people to get to know my family, Natalie, myself, and let them know that the disease of addiction happens to just regular people like us.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I was just looking at some of the statistics, and it said more than 93,000 people they overdosed last year in 2020. And it's heartbreaking because 2020 was such a crazy year for the whole world. And to know
Right.
that so many people were dealing with addiction and unfortunately just couldn't find a good way to deal and couldn't get out of, figuring out their life. So it's heartbreaking. As I shared before we actually started our call today, Natalie, and Christine, I had a friend in college that overdosed, and it was heartbreaking, just to see one of your peers just literally just here today, gone tomorrow. Heartbreaking story, and it affected me personally. I can always speak for myself, but I can't imagine what it was like for their family. So for you, Natalie, what was it like for you when your mom told you that she wanted to kind of channel all of this experience with you in a book?
I thought that it was a very nice idea as a project because, as she said, just people have this idea about addicts and even their families and all of that. And there's just no one face of an addict. There's no, it's drugs, they don't discriminate. And I just thought, like she said, if it could make anyone feel a little, less alone, then that was just fine with me.
I like that. So, Christine, when did you first realize that Natalie was having an issue with addiction?
Well, I mean, I always say that I'm embarrassed to say I think I was a little late to the party. I was not educated as far as addiction and drugs and signs and all of that. So I feel that Natalie was dabbling in substances and then struggling completely a lot long before I realized. I guess it really I suspected when she was younger, but I did not know 100% sure until she was 15, and I was called to the principal's office, and she had been caught with substances at school.
Gotcha. All right, so take us through the book. What is the journey that audiences can be able to really channel as they're walking through this book? They're getting this book, they're getting About Natalie off of Amazon, or they're going to your website to get the book. What is the feel of the book?
Well, I hope the feel of the book is hopeful. I hope it's hopeful. I hope it can inspire some people. Like I said, it's kind of a it's kind of a hug. It's kind of a hug to the parents. It's an embrace, but then at the same time, it's very it's real. It's raw.
Right.
It's not always easy to read. I think it can be shocking. I think it can be I think it can be very bold. But I really had decided that I was not going to. I was going to be all in, and I decided that I wasn't going to write it unless I was going to be real about it, because I think that people spot a fraud a mile away, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to do that, and I didn't want to insult anyone. I didn't want to insult the addict. I didn't want to insult the families. So I think it's a real book.
Yes. So when exactly, or I guess around about, when did you realize the light at the end of the tunnel?
Are you speaking to me or my mom?
Whoever wants to speak. Either one of you guys.
Well, I think the light at the end of the tunnel wasn't a direct path. I mean, I think that it wasn't a direct path. I think that we had so many so many ups and downs. We had so many times when we were on the right road, and then we had, relapses, and then I thought we were getting somewhere, and then we weren't. And I credit Natalie. I mean, people always ask, what do you think caused it? I mean, I couldn't be more proud of Natalie. She's been clean for quite some time now. And everybody says, what, made that happen? And, well, Natalie had a lot of support, and she was through an awful lot of different programs and treatments and stuff like that. It was her strength that made it finally happen. So, like I said, it wasn't a straight path, but when we finally were able to see the light, we certainly it certainly was welcome.
Yes. Now, last but certainly not least, Natalie, I want to hear from you a little bit. What advice could you offer to any person today that may be struggling with substance abuse?
I think that the main thing is to just not give up. Like, if it doesn't work one way, one time, for whatever reason, just, all I can say is just keep trying. Like, it's frustrating, it's hard, it's painful, and, physically, mentally, emotionally, and it's hard in some of the ties you might need to cut, but just no relationship is worth your life. And I just heard from multiple people, and it's just what I did is just try it just over and over and over, and just one of those times, hopefully it'll stick. And if you're trying, then there's just nothing to be ashamed of. There's no shame in getting help. There's no shame in, they say that recovery isn't, I think my mom said something similar, it's not a straight line. You go forward, you go backwards, but as long as you keep traveling, that's all that matters.
I like that. Keep traveling. Christine and Natalie, thank you so much for coming through today. I certainly appreciate you guys coming through and dropping those little gemstones on us, dropping that wisdom and putting some more hope into the world. So I'm hoping that someone that needed to hear your voices today will definitely get some inspiration and get the will to push forward for their life. Definitely appreciate that.
We hope so.
So, Christine,
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Christine, let everyone know where they can get the book and to follow you guys online.
Well, the book is available anywhere books are sold, or Amazon probably is the best place to get it. You can find me at ChristineNaman.com, and also About Natalie, AddictionComfort.com.
All right. Loving that. Appreciate that. Good vibrations, ladies. Putting out some good vibes for you. All right. And looking forward to the next book project. I know that's in the works.
Thank you.
Not a problem. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for your love and support. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do. You look them square in the face, you tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.